Alright, our good buddy Gery has released a trailer for a new HNGRY VII video, and this one is Gery's Diary. Now, I'm on face cam recording the actual screen for two reasons. One, just in case the subtitles don't work. It's best to be on the safe side. And the second reason is the surprise that it will reveal at the end of the episode after the trailer. So, why don't we stop dilly-dallying and get right into this trailer now. HNGRY VII. I can't read that.
Az elmúlt 10 évben
Probably production.
számos olyan dolgot tettem, amire büszke vagyok.
Like make HNGRY VII Heritage. So many great times, so many good memories.
Amit szégyellek.
Yeah, that's life in a nutshell. 10-year anniversary, it's nuts.
Minden a feje tetejére állt.
I think that was Zark. The final crossover. Until the next one anyway.
Muszáj megkérdeznem. Biztosan elintézted?
Obis! That's a definite surprise.
Warum? Was ist passiert?
Tamás!
Minden összefügg mindennel.
Man, Tamás looks like an old man in this. I don't think he's that old. Maybe it's hair dye. Or maybe just to play a part. Maybe Thomas is going for like an old man Logan sort of look. Holy.
Utolsó szörny az extra paklimban. Mi?
Jodo! What? Oh my god, Gery's pulling out all the stops on this one. This is gonna be freaking epic. So many characters that just like, he just showed Obis. It's like, okay, nice. Nice to see you back in. But then Tamás, Bensei, Beze showed up. Well, okay, not, well, Beze was a cameo, but hey, that counts. That counts. We count those. It's just like the movies. Finally, Gery gets the recognition of the movie series, aside from like Link Wars, which Link Wars, the movie was. Gery's doing a lot of the heavy lifting as to why I like that movie, okay? Let's put it that way. Not a bad movie, not the worst ever made. Okay, not the worst ever made specifically, but... Anyway, we're talking about the diary. Let's focus on the diary, shall we? That was a... Ooh. Now, obviously, this is not going to be like a... if I had to make a prediction, this is not going to be like a full movie. It's not going to be like some overarching... Well, there is an overarching plot, but let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. The best way I can describe it is Gery has a diary, and he is going to recount to us the events that happened. There isn't like a chain of events sort of thing where it's sort of like in a regular movie. It's like, oh no, there's this bad guy. We must all group together and stop him at once. Gary's going to be strictly cutting to this, cut to the good parts. Seeing Obis talk to Smirko is nuts, though. Just because he's like they've never spoken before. So this is the best shit. Dude, I want Smirko to give Obis the riot act for being like, you keep saying your deck is a piece of shit when every card has value. It's not gonna happen, but I want to see that conversation, you know? It'd be cool. I got like Power Tool Braver Dragon here with Tamás. I feel like skipping 10 seconds is really... Unfortunately, VLC automatically skips 10 seconds, so... Yeah, I can't really spam it in only 1 minute 16 seconds. What I'm most surprised by is how old Tamás looks like. I know he's not a spring chicken. People only get older over time. That's just how humanity works, unfortunately. That's how everything works. But is he going for like old man Logan, I guess? Or maybe it's just a play up, or maybe he just chose to wear it like that. I like to believe it's just a case of like, you know, he's playing in like, oh, I'm an old veteran past my prime, but they gotta pull me in for one more mission, you know? One of those sorts of things. Or like, I don't know, maybe Gary's his final duel or something like that. I'm just making predictions, folks. Really, what surprised me most was Bensei, honestly, because whenever they bring up the movie series characters, they go like Tamás, which is fair, of course, he's the main character of the show, but Bensei getting shown off was the biggest surprise to me. Obis too, of course, but Obis was in HNGRY VII original, so he was a surprise, but not the biggest surprise, we should put it that way. I don't know if this is going to be Gery versus Bensei. I imagine Corey will show up in this movie at some point. Maybe it'll be Corey versus Bensei, the best friend of the series versus the best friend of the series. All the difference is that, unlike the movie series, Corey is the strongest character in his universe, where Bensei is strong, but Tamás is standing right there. If you just let Tamás stay in retirement, he would be the strongest duelist. I mean, you could say, like, yeah, but Tamash would still be stronger than him in a duel. True. However, if he's not active, he's effectively not the best. So, my prediction is to be like, Dear Diary, I've had so many, as the opening says, like, I've had a lot of great accomplishments, and some things I'm ashamed of. And of course, we're going to be kind to those, like, who knows, maybe he lost the duel against Tamash, considering he lost to Shmirko, but his highest moment was beating Bensei. Or maybe it'll be vice versa. Maybe Bensei will actually get the win against him, and he'll beat Tamash. I doubt that one higher, but you never know, really. I mean, Shmirko and Tamash are roughly the same power level. Like, yes, Shmirko beat the Tamash AI, but like I said in my very dated and I'm not very proud of it anymore. Well, I don't hate, but I could have done better. Shmirko versus the AI duel analysis. The computer made some misplays that I do not believe the actual Tamash would ever make. So yeah, it was the closest Tamash you could get, but it still wasn't 100%. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to deny that Shmirko did win that duel 100% with his own skills and stuff like that. Especially with its deck he's never used before. Now, some of these are clearly reused from Synchro Path, like, well, obviously this shot, but I don't mind them using a little stock footage every once in a while just to help hype up the trailer and stuff like that. You know, stock footage happens in TV shows and movies and stuff like that. It's okay. If you want to, like, cut the Synchro Path and be like, hey, my biggest disappointment, I got my ass kicked to me by a cowboy. I mean, he's my friend at the end of the day, so I don't feel too bad, but still. Oh yeah, and frickin' Gery takes a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which makes me think, well, obviously he's not going to give him a Blue Eyes White Dragon, so I'm just going to play this so it doesn't get it. Yeah, that would do. I'm thinking Gery activated Monster Reborn on his Blue Eyes, so obviously he's got to give it to him. That's most likely the case. I was not, like, literally going to be like, here's one of my trusted Blue Eyes White Dragons. No, I can believe that Tamash would do something like that if he needed to, but he doesn't need to. I mean, he gave Lehel a Blue Eyes White Dragon, but, you know, still, my point still stands. My prediction is, this is probably the only predictions I'll get right. He activated Monster Reborn or something like that and then stole the Blue Eyes. Watch that be the only thing I get right in this freaking prediction. But yeah, these are my breakdowns of what it is. And obviously, this guy up here is probably going to be the big bad of the movie. Like, just so we can have some villain character, I guess. Or, like, something to be afraid of. Or who knows, maybe it'll be like, it's in shadows. Who could it be? Oh my god, it's Obish or Tamash. It kind of looks like Obish in that shape, but I can't really tell. I mean, it's a dude with a crew cut. That's like 90% of the cast of the movie series. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? But yeah, I am predicting that this is going to be an excellent movie. Well, okay, it probably won't be the best movie ever made or something like that, but I think it'll still be great to enjoy. But then again, I thought the same thing about Synchro Path. And while Synchro Path is a good movie overall, there was parts I had problems with. But hey, you know what? That's every project. Every podcast, and they were just like, you know, that I had problems with that. Like I said, my first duel analysis. I don't think it's a bad video, but I could have done so much better. I just look back and watch it, just like, error, 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 error. God, I stink. You are your own worst critic, after all. And who knows, with this being a diary, we may not even get, like, full entries. Like, maybe we won't even get the end of these duels or something like that. It might just be, like, you know, how, like, I think it was the 7th movie ended. Attack! Attack! Cut to black. Something like that. But hey, you know what? Just the fact that they're there at all is great. Just a crossover was like an I win button to get people hyped. Let's be real here. Like, just say the word these two franchises are crossing over, and just like, okay, I'm in. I don't even care what they are, just I'm in. You know? Johnny Bravo meets Scooby-Doo. Okay, I'm in. It was actually one of the better episodes of Scooby-Doo. My glasses. I can't see without my glasses. My glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses. So many good jokes. They just leave them there at the end of the episode. Anyway, yeah, but I think this will be a very good movie. Will it be the best movie? I don't know. You know what's kind of crazy? Relative War came out around 5 or 6 years ago. I remember when that was still the newest of the new. That was pre-COVID. That's how that's how long ago it was. Jeez. You know, it's one of those things where just like, please, how do we negate time? I just want to negate it. you know? But yeah, I'm sure this will be a great... I like this idea, the fact that Gary's playing Braver Dragon, just like because he played Power Tool and Synchropath, so now he's got the upgrade version, you know? But he still said, like, this is the last card in my extra deck. We don't see what that card is, though. So, what if it's the Link monster that Schmirko gave him? That'd be something. He saved it all for last. That would be the worst possible time to go into the Link monster when you have nothing left to synchro into. But still, it would be, like, some nice consistency, I guess? I don't know. A homage, you know? They are still friends at the end of the day. Despite anything, they are still friends and friendly with each other and all that stuff. So, yeah. I believe this will be a great movie and fun to see and all that stuff. I'm looking forward to it overall, of course. I'm hoping it'll be good. You know, hope for the best, of course. And maybe not exactly expect the worst. I'm sure it'll... We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That's a safe bet, of course. We'll see what happens. I feel that's fair. But anyway, now we can go into that second reason that I am in a little corner here with screen recording. Because Gery sent me a private message that only I have access to. And I'm going to share it with you right now. It is information relating to Gery's diary. About what this is and stuff like that. So, let me read it for you. What exactly will Yu-Gi-Oh! HNGRY VII Heritage Gery's Diary be? The project script was written in 2023, and the creator, Gery, planned it especially for the 10th anniversary. Due to various complications, filming started late, and the idea to be modified a lot, the story will take place... Okay, so that's why it was delayed. Alright, that's fair. The story will take place along the lines of Heritage a few years after the event of the season finale. Yeah, after the whole universe was rebooted by the power of the god guy. Yeah, and now we're following that timeline. Which would be interesting. Imagine if that, like, you know, pre-reboot, we'll just go with pre-reboot Gery, he, like, left the diary behind, and then now the new Gery finds it. Like, odds are it would probably be rewritten in the reboot thing, but it'd be interesting, you know? But we'll see. With this project, Gery wanted to make his dream of making a respectful project together with his role models come true, and would like to permanently eradicate contact between all existing crossovers and his old series. Dang! He wants to be respectful, make a respectable project together with his role models, and then be like, and screw you all, I'm going to eradicate them all permanently. We're just gonna make sure, like, you can never come back here again, ever. I mean, like, I know you gotta go your own way and stuff like that, and make sure this stuff, like, you know, the Bloodsign event didn't happen again, but geez, dude, cutting off all contact, that's like the anti-ending to Arc 5. Arc 5 ends, all of our universes will be together in unison. Heritage end. Screw y'all! Essentially. But maybe I'll keep reading to explain more. So the so-called original HNGRY VII series was just a little exercise in which Gery could express his creativity, but the real project will be Heritage. And all characters will follow the characters of Heritage in any crossover. It is important to know that at the end of Heritage, spoiler, I'm going to butcher this name, Hamates erased the 3 legendary beasts and the dimensions of George and Gradion from existence. So Gary's life, as seen at the end of Heritage, continued with his blood sign, Quasar, and his ability. Oh, so he still has his abilities, really? That's interesting. I thought he'd get a full reset, but no. Since Quasar won, he was the only one to survive. I think I pronounced Yamates wrong, but to be fair, it's an Egyptian name, and I haven't seen Heritage in a hot minute. I just know there's no way I'm supposed to pronounce that J. Because Jamates, I don't think would be right. Although I might be thinking with Spanish where J's are spelled with an H, or pronounced with an H, I should say. It's not Jose, it's Jose. Then again, why am I applying Spanish to Egyptian? I'm stupid. We'll just call him the Pharaoh God guy. Does that sound okay with everyone? I think so. But that's very interesting. Yeah, like, the original HNGRY VII did kind of feel like testing the waters, I guess, in a way. Like, alright, let's have this fun story. What are we going to do with this story? We'll work that part out later. That's why I like the best season of HNGRY VII is Season 3. Just because it was the most overarching plot and had a great finale. That's not to say anything negative about Vegnapok, but I don't know. Season 3 just felt different. It's a real shame that YouTube purged the series. Well, not the entire series, but a good chunk of it. Ugh. Much better than Lord Darkness or whatever that five-headed dragon guy was. Be like, now I shall rule the world. Okay, bye. He died off screen. He was shot by someone. That's my headcanon. Anyway, they're all gonna follow the heritage. Well, let me finish this reading before I go into more thoughts. Before watching Gery's Diary, it is recommended to watch Part 16 of Heritage, the Shmirko Synchro film, the Link Wars film, and the RLDS Arc Zero trailer. Okay, that's a deep cut there. Remember how that's coming in 2020? Man, you're asking me to watch the Arc Zero trailer. What's in there? What could be hit? That must be one hell of a callback cameo sort of thing. Or is it just going to be animated in the style of Ruby? I do believe that Arc Zero will come out one day, but I have no bloody idea when that day is. I like to be an optimist in the bathtub. Maybe someday. But to be fair, Lehel has never officially canceled it. So, since there's no cancellation, I choose to believe that it is on definite hiatus until he eventually may bring it back. That is my theory on to Arc Zero. I want to believe it'll come back one day. No idea when. No idea. It could be on my death. I could be on my deathbed. Or no, Lehel will be on his deathbed, and right before he goes, just hits the enter button. Upload. There you go. One hell of a way to go out, right? But I'm more interested in this whole heritage timeline thing. We're like, okay, so everyone's gonna be following with the heritage one. So the original HNGRY VII timeline doesn't exist anymore. Okay, fine. Now it's the new heritage timeline. Okay, wait, the original timeline doesn't exist anymore. When was that freaking anniversary special last year? Oi. I guess we'll just assume that when Priest Guy, what did Priest Guy reset the universe? He just reset to the original HNGRY VII. You fool! Oi. Okay, in this movie, there will be no original HNGRY VII universe. It is strictly heritage. We are talking heritage. We are doing heritage. It's all heritage. And funnily enough, for the 10-year anniversary, this is a minor spoiler warning, I am going to rewatch HNGRY VII Heritage and make sure they come out every Tuesday, just so we can have those good old days back, Gery. I miss them too, and I love them a lot. Sadly, there's only 16 episodes, but we got a couple movies in there too, so, you know, it won't last only 4 months, maybe 5. We'll see what happens. Yeah, well, then again, I'm going to do more than one. Work that part out later. We'll work that part out later. But I'm also very interested in the fact that, you know, 3 legendary beasts of the dimensions of George and Gradion and were deleted. Like, I knew that, like, they had to delete the alternative timelines. I knew that much. But just knowing that Gery still has his power is interesting. I mean, then again, it is shown that Gery still has his Quasar, I believe, or was it Cosmic Blaze? No. He, against Corey, summoned Cosmic Blazer Dragon. That became his new ace, I guess. But just the fact that he still has his powers and all that stuff is interesting. Like, I'm not surprised, given the fact that Gery was the last man standing, so I guess he wins by default. But it's still interesting to me that he still has his powers. I guess it's just more in, like, maybe it's one of those where I gotta reawaken them again. Maybe that's what all these duos are gonna be like. You can't close us off, Gery. We are your family now that you've lost your counterparts. Now let us help you awaken your true self. Or maybe his true self is what's causing the goal. It's like, oh my god, I have so much power. This much power is not made for one mortal man. I gotta make sure this doesn't get out of control or something like that. I don't know what it is. Maybe, who knows? Maybe if this is his final crossover, maybe if he realizes this power isn't made for one man, he's gonna end it all. I don't believe that's the case, but it's called a prediction. It doesn't have to be a good one or one you like or agree with, but, you know, it's a possibility is the point. It's the old Louis C.K. joke. Everyone's always talking about how they have to do something. I have to pay my taxes. I have to go to work today. I have to, I don't know, eat healthy. No, you could just die. You always have a choice. You could do that, or you could die. That's always an option. And it's screwed up, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Oi. But I am very interested to see what this will be. I hope this was more in-depth for you about HNGRY VII Heritage. If you want to just pause and read for yourself, go ahead at all times. Ugh. Yeah. I'm interested to see where this is going. I don't have I have several predictions as to all that, as I stated earlier. But as to where it's gonna go, I don't know in the end. Like, I don't have an overarching thing. Maybe he's just gonna write this story and then be done with it. Or maybe he's writing this all right before he goes to his final battle with George and Gradion. So, and then, you know, then the whole priest thing shows up and resets the universe. I don't know. I don't think that's the case, but that's another prediction. I like to think that this is like the last remnant of the original Heritage timeline, where it's like somehow the priest's power wasn't able to get this guy, or this journal, I guess, and now now new Gery is finding this thing, and now he's gonna be like, ooh, this is interesting. I have some powers? Ooh, what can I do with this? My prediction for this is also going to be a little bit of bait for, well, not bait, a little bit of a foreshadow we'll go with Gery's new series coming out after this, because he did have something planned for 2025, maybe 2026. So I'm not saying it's going to tie into this. I do believe that they're going to be two completely different universes, two different, timelines and all that jazz. They're not connected in any way, shape, or form, except for they're played by the same actors. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some hint of that, like maybe we see a monster that's in that series early, like an Earth's Arctic or something like that. That's just a theory. That's as far as it goes. Is that really like a nod? It's a wink and a nod, maybe. But you know what I'm trying to say is, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw a little wink and a nod, as I said. So yeah. I guess at the end of all this rambling, all I have to say is I'm looking forward to this new movie. And that's what you want, right? You want people to look forward to this stuff. I don't have, like, a set-in-stone prediction, so where does it go? Maybe if there's a second trailer, I'll break that one more in depth and see if I can, like, actually come up with the actual plot, but, What do you guys think this movie will go in? What do you think will happen? I'm looking forward to this movie. I hope it'll be at least as good as Psychopath, because while I had my problems with Psychopath, I still believe that was a good movie overall. So as long as you can reach, you know, that sort of level, we'll be fine. Or should we go just be better than around the midpoint of the movie series when we're around the middle portion? Because again, it's not awful, but we're in the middle, right? They had the great beginning, and it kind of it went up, and then it went a little downhill with the Pendulum Knights and stuff like that, but then slowly turned its way up. The deck swap tournament wasn't terrible. It felt like it was starting to be an upswing, and then then there was a Link War stuff. The Linked Fates was an excellent movie. That one, the RLDS movie series crossover, that was great. That was excellent. No ill will towards that. That was the No Way Home of the movie series. It's like, yeah, we're kind of in a rough spot now, but that was really freaking good, no doubt. And then we kind of went down again, but then we're back up again with the Sacred Beast stuff. It's complicated, but I feel like I'm going off of 500 different tangents, aren't I? My point is, at the end of the day, I hope this movie is good, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm sure Gery will deliver something promising, and yeah, whatever happens, I guess. So yeah. Once again, I'm going to do the movie series, not the movie series, sorry. I'm going to do HNGRY VII Heritage Rewatch around June-ish. I think that was when the anniversary is. Maybe start a little before, maybe, hopefully not after. I want to at least start in June, at the very least. If I don't start before, then I'll start in June itself, because that's the, there is no actual date of when the series started, I don't think, so I'm just going to go with June. That's all I need. As long as there's something in June, I'm good. I have my own book. So yeah, look forward to that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you all next time. So until that time, they're up, Shidong.